What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of the Rich and Turbo Heavy Half Hour. You get Rich today, and we're also going to get Turbo as I let him in here. There's Turbo. We have hit record Turbo, and I'm doing my introduction by saying welcome to the latest episode of the Rich and Turbo Heavy Half Hour. You can find me, Rich, on X at Fuzz Doom Rip, and also on all the socials at rich.piva, doing reviews from Musepedia of Metal. And as a Doom Charts contributor, we're going to talk more about Doom Charts in a second, as we have the band that charted this month. But before that, I want to introduce my partner in crime, Turbo. Turbo, how you doing?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Excellent,
Hey,
excellent. Great
Chuba.
to see you, Turbo.
Hey.
Glad you could make it. We're very excited to have the Montreal, Quebec Canadian band Seum on the show. We have Fred and Pierre with us. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having us today.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us.
Absolutely. We're very excited to talk to you. First off, new record came out. I believe it was on April 24th, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct, yeah.
It's called Parking Life.
Yes?
And want to congratulate you guys for being lucky number 13 on the Doom charts this month. So congratulations for that. That's very, very cool.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
It's a honor.
Excellent. And also just shout out to our to the folks at Black Throne Productions and Ryan who hooked me up with you guys. You guys have vinyl available for Parking Life. It's available on their site right now. The colors are super cool.
Yes.
Some purple, black, white kind of what are we calling this? Did he give it a funky name? Let's see. He did not on this one, but it's killer. So you guys go pre-order it. Um, so if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about the record. And Fred and Peter, if you don't mind introducing yourselves and what you guys do in the band to start, that would be great.
Sure. So I'm Piotr. I'm the bass player.
And I'm Fred on the drums.
Excellent. Okay. So you guys just don't need guitars. Guitars make you less heavy, I assume.
Mm,
You don't need any of that. Whatever they do, right? You guys are good without that.
I mean, we are good without that. Without it. I mean, we love guitars. We love doom. We love sludge. We love metal in general and heavy music. So it doesn't look like that on the camera, but we're not that young anymore. And so we played in multiple bands before, always with the regular formula, like guitars, bass, drums, vocals. And, we just wanted to start something new, something fresh, test something that was done before, but we wanted to give it our own little flavor. So that's why we don't have a guitarist. We had guitarists proposing themselves to us, but so far, like we will keep it like that. Like it's our nice little formula that we found and that we like.
I love it. Yeah, and I think it's a differentiator for you guys. Like you guys sound different than
Thanks.
a lot of the bands doing stuff out there, which is very cool. And the way that you're described on the Black Throne website is sludge plus doom plus punk equals doom and bass, which is a fun little explanation of your sound. Did,
Yes.
did you guys come up with that? Was that a marketing campaign for Ryan
So
and the crew at Black Throne? Or?
Oh, there's a lot of brains in the room, I would say. So the doom and bass itself, yes, we came up with it. Like literally when starting the band, like we were looking for something catchy, fun, and a little bit unusual. And I believe the formula itself, I think that's probably Ryan or someone on his team that found that. But yeah, I mean, we agree. It's a perfect blend of all those genre.
Excellent, excellent. So with this record, compared to you guys are pretty prolific. There's a lot of stuff out there that you guys have done relatively recently. With this record, you went into a little bit of a different direction with some clean vocals, which is something that is different. And I think actually it made it a little bit more accessible and it made it a little bit more kind of it differentiated you guys even more. Was that did that just happen? Did it based on the songs that you wrote and how you were playing, or was there a conscious effort to start to include clean vocals?
It was, I mean, it was a little bit of both, to be honest. Like it was a conscious effort. Like it's definitely something different from what we were doing before, but it also kind of came, it made sense with the concept of the album. So maybe if I take a little bit more time to answer that one. But so one of the things that we really wanted to stick to when we started the band is being genuine, honest, and talk about our lives. So if you dig back into to our first record, Winterize, like it was a dark, gloomy record that was recorded during COVID. We were just spending our time in the studio at the time. So being French immigrant in Canada, we didn't have much friends at the time, so we were really like isolated. So I guess that darkness like kind of conveys in the music. Double Double on the opposite, which is the second album. That was the album of like meeting the crowds, because like once the COVID ended, like we ended up playing shows, and that's when we realized that behind the screen there were some people listening to us and that digged our music. So it was way more open, way more punky, I guess, kind of like shiny, and just enthusiastic. And for the and kind of leading to the new album, Parking Life. So it took us 3 years to come with this one, and we were kind of reflecting on lives. Like we are at the turning point, and I guess, guys, you're probably maybe in the same position, like at a moment of our lives that it would be easy to kind of settle on the with all the problems that we encounter aging, like being it like maybe unfulfilling jobs, like broken relationships, like medical problems, like you just feel that you're aging. And so yeah, so that's like we were thinking about like this could be like the solution. Like for us it would mean just stopping the music, or just going full on and not kill the inner child, but kind of like keep him alive. And that's what's led to Parking Life. Like we wanted to make fun songs about not very fun topics. Hence the clean vocals.
I love it because they are fun songs. There's some melody in some of these songs too. So we'll talk about that in a second as well. Turbo, what questions do you have for the guys?
Oh, the first song, Parking Life, starts off with one of my favorite sounds of all time. And I was wondering, is that something y'all recorded yourself or did you pick it up?
I'm glad you
Uh,
asked that question. So we have a band here, like a local band that we have been playing often with. And we wanted to kind of like toss all these little Easter eggs in the album, like little small collaborations with people that we appreciate and support and that kind of shared that Parking Life with us. So it's not our recording, it's a recording done by Jimmy from the band Destruction Derby, which is an avid car fan, like sports car fan. His band's like concept is all about cars and actually car accidents, to be honest. To be precise. And so like, yeah, we wanted to have like a car sample, like a huge engine, like roaring as we kick off the album. And we just felt like that was the right dude to do it. And thanks to him. And yeah, check out his band, Destruction Derby.
I was just
all
putting
right.
it on my Bandcamp want list. Very cool.
Do y'all have, I would think because of the Fargo clip that you put in there that y'all kind of have trouble with parking lots or something, or just have trouble with parking when you're on tour and things like that?
Oh, man, that's one for Fred. Like Fred is the driver.
Yeah, I'm also the official driver for the band, so this song like, hits close to home. Yeah, we've run into some stories. We've had we've had a few like accidents and stuff like that. So I think it's part of like going out on the road. You always like little adventures like that. So for me, Parking Life mean you could do anything, but you chose to wait on a parking lot for the venue to open, at 3 p.m. and you play at 9. So that's also part of the story for me. Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know if you guys ever been to Montreal, but the roads are not that great. So like, I think it really makes sense for a Montreal band to talk about parkings and the roads in general.
Yeah.
I love it. For some reason, people make fun of me when they drive with me that I'm terrible in parking lots. I get into a parking lot and like suddenly don't know how to drive anymore. I don't know why that is a thing. So you mentioned guests. So you had a guest from a band that people might know, Vase, right? On 666 Problems. Uh, Tell us about that one and how that collaboration happened.
So the things like our singer today, Gaspar, is not here today. So I will do my best to get into his shoes. So first of all, like we are all fans of Dope Throne for a long time. So initially we were living. So we are initially European French, like that migrated to Canada like 10 years ago, and then like became Canadian citizens. So back when we were in France, like that was a period when Doptron was traveling for touring quite regularly, and we discovered Doptron on a show in the street. It's quite infamous show. So I believe like if you check YouTube, like Doptron street show, like you will find out it's insane. And we actually decided to start the band on a parking lot, waiting for Doptron to play in Montreal at the Catacomb, a venue that doesn't exist anymore. So we have like a particular relationship to Doptron. And kind of moving forward, last year we had the privilege to be invited to play Hellfest. So we were on the smallest stage, but still like it was great to be there and meet other bands. And Doptron was playing there as well. So being two bands from Montreal, it was just natural for us to connect. One thing leading to the other, like Doptron is now playing only one show a year in Montreal, and so they invited us to open for them last November, and we just kind of grew like more and more closer, and it was just natural to ask Vince to collaborate on this album, and we're glad he accepted, because his verse on the song is great.
Yeah, I love it, and it almost has like I want to say like a they call it like black and roll, like almost like a, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you've probably heard that term before, but I'm just, I did a review for the record today, and that actually that song, and I kind of described it that way. It's also like the catchiest song
Hmm.
on the record too, which is not something that you might have expected when you combine the two of your forces there. But um, eh, I mentioned melody and catchiness. Is that something that is inherited in you guys and now it's kinda coming out more? Or again, like, was this a conscious effort to have maybe some catchy songs? For you guys,
Yeah, no, no,
relatively speaking, right?
yeah,
Yep.
no, of course. No, it's a good question. I think even starting from the demo, like we always try to make catchy tunes, good songs. Like the riff is important, but the song is more important than the riff. So sometimes you might have like a very simple riff, but if it serves the song, then you keep the simple riff. And I guess just like as you write more and more songs, like you just refine your formula. It just, to us, like it seems like right now we kind of found like the subtle subtle balance between aggression, melodies, and catchiness. So yeah, I know that in the promo pitch for the album, we're talking about like the album would be like the fruit of a one night stand between Jimmy Bower and Britney Spears. So obviously it's a little bit provocative, but it's kind of the idea.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Turbo, what else you got for the guys?
I love that you chose to do the cover for Always on My Mind. What led you to do that? And choose that song, and which version are you most familiar with?
That
Um,
is the question I was going to ask. Is this the Elvis cover or is it the Pet Shop Boys cover or something else?
but initially, it's like, so we love the Willie Nelson cover. I mean the cover, because it was I don't remember the exact R&B artist that kind of did the
Gwen
original one.
McRae.
Oh, thank you. But I do love the Pet Shop Boys version. I think they really add their own little twist to it. Um, why this song? Uh, Two reasons. One reason was that obviously it's a great love song, and kind of like the second half of the album is more. We talk when we say we talk about like aging problems. There's a lot of stuff about work, capitalism, modern life, and then there is a lot of things about love. So it's actually like the life side on the vinyl, which is more about love. And to me, like having this cover to finish, kind of wrap up the topic, was the right choice. Another reason for that song is also that at the time we were recording the record, I was actually leaving Montreal. I don't live in Montreal full time anymore. So it was also like a little personal message to the city itself.
Very
Awesome.
cool. Yeah, that song, that was my parents loved that song. That was like the Elvis version was always like playing in my
It's an
house.
amazing song.
So when I heard that, I had to like I wasn't looking at the track list at the time. Then I heard it and I had to like And I went back and I'm like, oh, interesting. This is something
Killer.
completely different. Um, love it. So we mentioned, some of the kind of influences that you guys have. And I see and I hear a lot of things like maybe the New Orleans sludge scene, like your I Hate Gods and all of that stuff. And this is the portion of the show where Rich thinks he hears something and you guys look at me like you're crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. Because that happens a lot. But there are bands like when I think of like some of the noise bands of like the mid '90s in like the Midwest and Chicago area, like Jesus Lizard and Steel Pole Bathtub. If you haven't heard Steel Pole Bathtub, I think, especially with your clean vocals, you guys are like
Hmm.
vibing with them. What are we hearing influence wise, or bands that have kind of brought the sound of what you guys are doing today to the forefront?
But as you said, like the whole New Orleans scene, like the band that initially kicked off the idea of having like a bass driven band was Shroom, which is like the side project of late Odie Petrie from Acid Bath. That's the first time I discovered a band with only bass that could sound so heavy, and then literally at any moment you don't ask yourself like where's the guitar because you don't care. So obviously New Orleans. I come from the hardcore scene, so I like breakdowns. I like short songs. I like catchy songs. I like punk as well. Like I'm the older member of the band. I know Fred has different influences.
Yeah, for sure. So I mixed the album, and some reference that we really liked were Queens of the Stone Age, for example. Even like if musically it's not like a direct like a comparison, but like on the sound mix kind of things. And in general, like the late '90s, early 2000 production for me were very influential. Also, Rage Against the Machine was kind of a big one for me. Uh, I guess I wanted to make that album like sound like easy to listen to, if that makes sense. So we pull back a little bit on the crazy compression and thing just to keep it light. And I was like, those songs have clean vocals now, right? You got to be able to understand everything. It's got to be understandable, right? One of my favorite mixers is Andy Wallace, which was very, very active in the '90s. I saw this interview and he was saying, what he wants out of these mixes, like if the song plays on a small boom box, buried in the sand on the beach and you're playing like volleyball or something, it still needs to sound good. So that means you gotta be able to understand the vocals, the drums, etc. So that was kind of my philosophy for this. And yeah, I think that makes it that's to me that's a good fit for songs with a lot of melodies and like rock songs, right? More than like the too heavy distorted metal thing, which we also are to some extent. Yeah.
I love that. And also, like, I hear a little bit, and now that you're talking about production, like, and I think it's what I'm hearing in that kind of noise rock era, '90s stuff is like what Steve Albini used to do, and kind of how that sound is brought into that minimalist kind of, bass drum vocal kind of thing that you guys have going on. I don't know if you guys are into Big Business too. They're one of those bands that
Yeah,
I
of
think
course.
would
Yeah,
be
yeah,
right up your alley too, right? As kind
yeah.
of kindred
There
spirits
is there is
there.
a definite link with big business, of course, and the Melvins and yeah, all that scene.
I am right on in my review then. I'm feeling good about myself at this point because I called those things out.
Oh, you nailed it.
Um, um, and also I think I mentioned there's this kind of hardcore thing going on like in underneath. So that's your background. You come from that scene. Are there bands that you love that kind of bring to your writing and playing today?
Yeah, so I really dig like the '90s like metallic hardcore, like from New York. So like being it Biohazard, I Madball, Sick of It All. Like my personal favorite of mine is Life of Agony, which is not
Oh,
100% metal, but
we could
it.
do a whole show on Life of Agony
All
right
right,
now.
all right,
Like we,
yeah,
we could literally do a whole show on just River Runs Red.
yeah.
And
I'm
then
obsessed by that album. Yeah.
oh, it's and Turbo just went away while we do our hardcore discussion. This is the part of the show where I talk about '90s hardcore. I love that. To me, Life of Agony is one of the most influential and underrated bands that are out there.
100%.
Um, even Soul Searching Sun, even after Ugly, they just continue to be. You hear them. You
Hmm.
hear them
Yeah.
a lot. I love that. So you were in France at the
Yeah,
time
yeah,
when that stuff was out, and was there a scene there
yeah,
for
indeed, yeah,
that
yeah.
New York hardcore stuff?
Yes,
Oh, good.
there was a very active scene like in the late 90s in France, like early 2000s. So I was involved in that scene. It kind of dried out after that. And the interesting thing right now is that there is a scene again in Paris that is extremely popular. But to be honest, there is a huge scene in Montreal as well. I think hardcore is making a colossal comeback overall, and I'm very happy. But then on the other hand, like I'm older now, I'm glad the kids have their scene, you know, but it's not mine anymore. Like
Yeah.
I look at it from the side. I enjoy it. I appreciate it. But I think for us, like as a band, like we'd rather, you know, just go our own way. But it's still an influence, of course.
That's very cool. And Life Agony does like gigantic shows in Europe still.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah.
are a huge draw there. Here they'll play small clubs and the rabid fans will go. But
I saw them in small clubs here in Canada, and I saw them on their big shows in Europe. Like yeah, I'm a big fan.
yeah, I was lucky enough to see them 4 or 5 times back in the day. But so that's very cool. Love all that stuff. Um, Turbo, what else you got for the guys?
I love the sound. I love the sound that you're getting out of your bass. You create some great sounds and whatnot. I was wondering, what are you using on your any sort of gear that you're using to help you get that sound?
Sure. Actually, we have like so the to get to that particular sound, like we just split the signal. I play on a guitar rig with an orange head. Not even like the biggest orange head. It's the Crush 80. And then I have the other signal going on the bass that goes through a fuzz pedal. And that's where things get interesting, because initially we were playing with kind of like generic fuzz pedals. I think I was playing with the Big Muff for a while. And then eventually a good friend of Fred, like he started his own pedal company called Kernum, and he sent us a prototype, and I'm still working on it, like playing on it. And since then, like his company is kind of slowly taking off. I guess, Fred, if you want to talk more about it.
Sure. It's a brand new type of pedal where essentially it's like a purely analog pedal, but like you can control some of the components with digital. So you got like all those crazy knobs. Like there's one knob called like electricity, one is called mood. And like what it's in practice, what it lets you do is like plenty of different type of fuzz pedal altogether. So you can get like a big muffy kind of sound or something different that is like crazy octave, low octave, or high octaves. Yeah, it's a very good tool for us. And that's been essential to get like, like clearly when you have only one instrument live, you got to make sure you cover like all the frequencies, right? So you got to have clean bass, like harmonics, but at the same time you need distortion and aggression. So, like splitting the two to 2 amps and then getting the right pedals for us, that was like kind of essential. Yeah.
An engineering
Are
degree
you doing
to
anything special with your drums or anything as well?
Honestly, I keep it very simple. For me, like I'm influenced by all the stoner guys, like I had Caius, Sleep and stuff like that. Just trying to hit the snare as hard as I can and be as consistent as possible to, get the groove in, right? So yeah, pretty standard kit, to be honest. Large cymbals, like it's usual in our scene. That's pretty much it.
One thing that
Some
is,
of your
oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, just wanted to kind of get back on the gear. Like one thing that is important for us is that we want to be able to sound not too bad in any circumstances, because we play venues, but we also do a lot of like weird shows. I would say, like recently we were playing in the Metro, for example.
I was gonna ask you
Oh,
about that.
okay.
You got to 2, right? And then the 3rd one you got kicked out of? Tell us about that. What was that? What was going on there?
Yeah, so maybe for the whole context, so we released the album on the first day, and on the next day we just announced that we'll be playing like a short afternoon tour in the Montreal Metro. Uh, it sparkled a really huge interest on the social media, like locally, like it became a big thing, which is great for us. Like we were very excited. So the initial plan was to play 4 stations. Like we only were able to play 3 because at the end of the third set, like the police, like the things like from one show to the other, like we had more and more people gathering. So eventually at the third show, we were blocking the traffic. So the police showed up and they told us like, all right, guys, you had what you wanted. So it's great. We won't give you a fine, but just leave and don't do it again. So message
So they didn't stop you because you were playing or that you were loud or anything. They stopped you because you were messing the flow of traffic, which is kind of cool.
that's the main reason. They told us about the sound, like the noise as well. The funny thing is that some of the younger cops after that, they came to us, they told us, oh, we really dig your sound and stuff. So yeah, I guess that's good. I mean, I shouldn't brag about it, I guess, but anyway, they liked it. And the thing is, like, sure, we didn't want to do it in the metro again. We didn't want to get a fine, but we still wanted to play our fourth show. So we just switched the place, and there is a park just close to the station. So we just played in the park, and we still had a lot of people. I mean, police could still show up, but then it would be a different police. So we wouldn't get the fine, I hope. But everything went well eventually.
That's awesome. That's very cool. And the fact that you kind of had a kind of growing crowd from show to show, and it just kind of was like a big amoeba of people following you. It sounds like
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, incredible memories.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Turbo, you were going to ask another question.
Well, one was a comment, the other was a question. For Fred I was wondering, talking about your style of drumming, you said you're talking about the stoner drummers and stuff like that, but you mentioned Rage. So I thought I heard some Brad Wilk, the way you played some of that, the groove that you would pick up and whatnot. So I didn't know if you were influenced by him as well.
Yeah, sure. So I'm a big fan of Rage Against the Machine. I think it's new metal is what got me into like metal, like in the early 2000s. And like I think like Rage, you can like qualify them almost as new metal. So that's for me, that's always been very influential. And I like this. There is also like something urban about what they do. And I think we have also kind of this urban vibe with some. Yeah, they're just so creative with the sound of the bass and the guitars, obviously on We Are too. So to me, it's kind of a gold standard in terms of musicality, creativity. I do listen to these albums quite a bit. And yeah, that drummer like hits like like the album, the drummer really hits really really hard, and might be like some of my favorite drum recordings out of those albums. So yeah, definitely influence for me.
Some people would be mad
Yeah,
at
I
you
got
for
to see them
calling Rage
live
Against
for
the Machine.
a few times, and they just kick ass live,
Yeah.
and he just doesn't stop.
I think some people would be mad at you calling Rage Against the Machine new metal, but I understand why you're saying that. So, didn't Brad play? Did he not play in Sabbath on some of the reunion? Am I remembering that incorrectly? I feel like
I didn't understand a word you said, man.
Oh, didn't Brad Wilk play in the Sabbath reunion tour? For a couple of those shows, like in
I think
the
so.
late
Yeah.
teens. Yeah, I think he probably has some of that in him as well.
And
right?
it makes perfect sense for his drum style to play with Sabbath. Like
yeah. I thought I was remembering that correctly. Very good. Final question, just on the album cover. It looks like just an urban parking lot somewhere in, I assume it's Montreal. Mostly because I see English and I see some of the stores that I might recognize from being in Canada before. But is there a story behind that picture and how you guys came that picture to be the cover?
Yes. So on the day we did that picture session, so we were doing the release party for our previous project, which is called Conjuring, which is a split with Temple of the Fuzzwitch from Detroit. And we wanted to make a special kind of entrance. So in the morning, we just came up with the idea. All right, we want Gaspar, our singer, to be brought on stage in a casket. So now we need a casket. So we start looking in the marketplace, and we found one dude that did have a casket that he wanted to sell. So we went. So we were coming back from Ontario, like we were touring at the time. Drove all the way to his place. Bought the casket actually with the money we did on the tour. We had to unpack everything, pack it in the casket, put the casket in. It was really stupid, but worth it eventually. And as we were driving back, then we were still like brainstorming, being excited, with the casket with us. And we were like, okay, I think we could make the cover today. Like we just need to find like a really, really messy mall parking lot, bring the casket and have a photographer join us. So Esteban Echeverria, which is a great local artist, like that's collaborating with us often. We reached out to him. He told us like he could be there in 2 hours, and we just made the picture session. And we look very tired on the pictures because we are very tired. Like it was terrible. It was super cold. It was raining. That casket is incredibly heavy. But I think the cover makes a lasting impression. So at the end of the day, it was worth it, I think.
I love it. And you guys do look miserable in the picture I'm taking.
I take it as a compliment.
Yes, I meant it as one. I absolutely meant it as one. And the cool thing about you guys, and you might not know it, unless you talk to you guys or see some of the other things you do, you kind of have this kind of theatrical kind of leaning to you guys. You do the different shows and the casket and bring them on stage and everything. Is that just kind of come naturally? Like you're, I don't want, I'm not using this word as anything but a compliment, but entertainers. Like you guys do look at this as you guys are entertainers.
I know Fred and Gaspar use this word. I'm always like, no, we're not entertainers. I don't like that word. But yeah, I mean, in a way, yes. The way I look at it is more like, I think, like we change style from an album to the other. We explore things with the music. We want to have fun with the music. We like to have fun with the way we promote our music. We want to also bring a little bit of fun on stage, like being creative. Because at the end of the day, like you just go on stage. I mean, even if you're a great artist, like a great musician, and you just bring the music, sometimes it's not enough. Like you need to make an impression. Like you need to make it special. For us and for the audience, it's just more interesting, bringing all these little nuggets every now and then, like this little piece of creativity. Let's take it as a bonus. So yeah, we had the metro, we had what did we have? Like we had a show under a highway bridge, bringing that casket. Recently, what we did is also like we released the album 1 week earlier. Like we just we went to a local skate park and we just sealed the USB key with the album. And actually, we added even like a live recording from Switzerland, like from previous tour, just on that USB key to make it fun. And yeah, so if anyone wants to go there, like just plug your laptop into the wall and grab the live in Switzerland, and yeah, just making it fun.
I love it. I love it. That's amazing. Guys, this has been excellent. Thank you so much for joining. For anyone who has not heard, the new Seum record is called Parking Life. It came out April 24th. It made the Doom charts. It's killer. It's got a little bit of everything for everybody. Heavy, no guitars. So if you're looking for some like shredding, wanking solos, go somewhere else. This is not that, but it's just as awesome, just as heavy, and just as cool. And I think people, if they haven't heard it, are going to really dig it. And I want to thank you guys for joining the show. And can't wait to hear what you guys do next. And can't wait to get my vinyl of Parking Life. It looks pretty cool. I can't wait to see the cover and all the pictures firsthand. And once again, thanks for taking the time to come talk to us.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, Rich.
Thanks for having us.
Have a great rest of your night. Nice to meet you.
Thanks a lot.
It's good to meet y'all.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Bye.